got a lot of cases on the docket this afternoon. Please keep your devices on mute until I call upon you or until I ask for feedback from you. First, let me call on Mr. Juan Delgado. Mr. Delgado, are you there? All right. Let me go to Mr. Mitchell Frank. Are you there?
I am here, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. I'm showing you've got one case on the docket.
That's correct. It's Trooper Hernandez.
All right. And that is Sterling Similis, case number 21 TR 1970. All right.
I'm here.
All right. There's Trooper Hernandez.
Ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Trooper. Do you have a recollection of this incident?
I do.
All right. You have all your training certificates, daily logs, all that stuff?
Yeah, they should be on the docket.
Okay. You haven't had a ticket ever in like 7 years. You wouldn't have any objection to the judge giving a withhold of adjudication? No
That's
points?
okay with me. It's up to the judge. I'm
Yeah,
okay with
we'll
it.
change our plea to no contest.
All right. I've reviewed the citation as well as the driving record. I'll do a withhold of adjudication, a $175 fine plus costs, and 90 days to pay.
Okay, thank you very much, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Frank.
Okay, take care. Thank you, officer or trooper.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me go to Mr. Carney.
Good afternoon, sir. Lee Carney here.
Good afternoon. Go ahead, Mr. Carney.
I have first case is Adriana Botero. That's 21 TR 3159.
Okay.
Is Trooper Morales in attendance, sir? Gualberto Morales.
I am, Your Honor.
Right.
On this case, we're gonna resolve this case based upon the totality of circumstances. She's been driving for 27 years, never had a citation. So in lieu of this citation, I'm moving to I'm asking the court to issue a judicial warning and dismiss the citation. He has a perfect record, Your Honor.
All right. All right. In light of Trooper Morales's motion, the court will dismiss the citation in 21 TR 3159.
All right. Thank you, Gualberto. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. That's my only case, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, Trooper Morales. Thank you.
Judge, I have next Larry Michael Schmidt, 21 TR 3236 with Officer Sheridan.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Carney, what would you like to do?
Well, sir, the citation, I don't know, there were some problems with that. I don't know if it's been resolved or not. The citation was originally issued to a Nancy Aline Schmidt.
The one I have here, Counselor, it's Larry Michael Schmidt.
Okay.
With a driver's license from Michigan.
Let's see, the citation that I'm showing in the court file was issued to a Nancy Aline Schmidt.
No, I believe that was amended.
Okay. All right, I see the amendment.
All right. We are here on a hearing now, sir.
All right. Officer Sheridan, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
On February 2nd, 2021, at approximately 9:02 a.m., I was conducting speed enforcement in a school zone at 5th Avenue North in the 500 block. The school zone is in operation from 0730 a.m. to 0915 a.m. At approximately 9:02 a.m., I observed a BMW, white in color, traveling northbound through the school zone. I estimated the vehicle speed at 35 miles an hour. My target display on my LTI ultralight LRB showed 35. The vehicle subsequently pulled over. I identified Larry Michael Schmidt by Michigan driver's license and issued him a citation for 29 and a 20, and I wrote it under the municipal statute rather than the school zone statute. So instead of a $403 fine, it would be $128 fine in lieu of, so I didn't get on your docket. That didn't work. The ultralight UX 014184, which is listed on the citation, was calibrated on 1/12/2021. I checked it for accuracy prior to my shift at 0735 and after my shift at 1535. The internal sight alignment and distance checked passed. The ultralight LRB is on the approved list according to Florida Administrative Code 15B-2.013. I have my laser operator log, the LTI driver's or the speed measuring device certification also. And I'm a radar and laser operator and instructor.
All right, any questions, Mr. Carney?
Do we show the speed measuring device on record, Judge? I don't know if that had been put on record.
That would be on the citation.
No, I understand, but the calibration information.
Do you have the calibration information or was it filed?
I have it in front of me. Would you like to see it, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
I'll back up a little bit.
I mean, he's got papers there. He's waving in front of us. I'm not being, critical about it, but I'm just saying I believe that speed measuring information is to be filed on record. Also, I note that the citation is issued to or amended to a Larry Michael Schmidt, but I have a client whose actual name is Larry Roger Schmidt, and so I'm the amendment fails also to the citation.
And I see you filed the driving record for your client. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I'm asked for dismissal based on the failed amendment of the citation and also not recorded or filed speed measuring device information as required.
All right, defendant's motion is granted. The citation in case number 21 TR 3236 is granted, or the citation is dismissed. Naples Police Department, anytime you're using the radar or the laser, the speed measuring device, instruments, certificates, those will need to be filed prior to the hearing.
Understood.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That-
All right,
all right, that is what I have this afternoon, sir.
all right, thank you, Mr. Carney.
Thank you. I know you have many calls. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let me go to Mr. Unger.
Present. Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Unger.
I have 3 with you today, 2 with the same person.
Okay, go ahead.
The first person is Bartolo Cruz, C-R-U-Z. Do you have it?
I do. 2 case numbers, 21TR2831 and 21TR2832. That is with, I believe it's Trooper Perez.
Deputy Perez, present, Your Honor.
Perez. All right. All right.
Okay, I saw he posted his documents. They're in good working order. Do you recall the incident, Deputy Perez?
I do, counsel.
Okay, that'll be a change of plea. Hopefully I didn't give you a hard time.
Nope, none at all.
Okay. It's
All right.
a change of plea, Judge.
All right. In both cases?
Yes, Judge. I believe we did file, and I have a notice of filing on 322. Do you have that, Judge?
All right, let me take a look. Yes, I do see the notice of filing in 2832, and it does show a tag with an updated sticker.
I have it if you need to see it, Judge. Yes.
I've got it, and it's showing that it is no longer improperly displayed or obscured. All right. For their compliance in 21TR2832, I'll go ahead and dismiss the citation in that case.
Thank you.
Any objection to a withhold in the other case, Deputy Perez?
No, Your Honor.
All right, in case number 21TR2831, I'll withhold adjudication, impose a fine of $150 plus court costs, give them 90 days to pay.
Okay, thank you. May I call the last case, Judge, please?
Yes, you may. Thank you,
Okay.
Deputy Perez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The last person is Wesley Tate, T-A-T-E. Do you have it, Judge?
I do. It's case number 21TR2866.
This appears to be a careless driving with an accident, Judge.
All right, and I see it's with
CSA Schmid, is that correct? I hope I didn't
Officer
mispronounce that.
Schmid. Do I have Officer Schmid? It looks like with Marco Island. I don't see an Officer Schmid.
I would move to dismiss respectfully, please.
All right, citation in case number 21TR2866 is dismissed.
Okay, if I could be excused, please, Judge.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Unger.
Okay, thank you. Have a safe day. Thank you.
You too. All right, let me go to Mr. Gordon.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. I have 2 cases. I'm going to call them out of order if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
The first one, last name is Marcus. It's Wendy Marcus, 21TR3758. Judge, I originally set that, or I had to originally set that for trial because the traffic citation had a calibration date that was outside of the 6 months. It said it was May 1st, 2020. The citation was written on February 6, 2021. However, I do see that Trooper Castilla has filed all of his exhibits and fixed that calibration issue by filing that particular document. So we can go ahead and resolve it then.
Okay. Do I have Trooper Castilla present?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm great, thanks.
Good. Any objection to a withhold of adjudication in this case?
No, sir, none whatsoever.
Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and withhold adjudication, impose a fine of $175 plus all court costs, and give him 90 days to pay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
thank you, Trooper.
Okay. Thank you, Trooper.
Take care.
And then, Judge, the second case I have is Jinming Gao, GAO 21TR 4000.
Okay.
On this case, my client, he should be online there. It's with Officer Stafford. I did forward an email to Officer Stafford on April 26th with a video that my client has from that particular evening. I wish I knew how to file the video. I tried, I can't figure it out. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I don't know what Officer Stafford is going to say on that.
All right, do I have Officer Stafford present?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Officer Stafford, have you reviewed the video that Mr. Gordon is referring?
I have.
Any comments as to the video?
Well, the video that they sent me actually proves that I was in the right as far as the violation that the defendant committed at that time. So you know, that's why I went ahead. The defense asked me to review the video, and if I believed to be in the wrong at this point, I would dismiss the citation. But I did review his video, and it definitely shows that the act was committed. It was a crosswalk with pedestrians in the crosswalk violation. The actual flashing lights were on for at least 5 seconds, probably prior to him entering the crosswalk. You know, driving through the crosswalk without even slowing down.
Okay. Mr.
Yeah, I
Gordon.
mean, Judge, obviously we don't see that at all in the video. We do see the lights. We don't see anybody in the in the crosswalk. So
All right.
I don't know if my client can just somehow show it to you, or if I need to forward it to you. I don't know how to do this, to be honest, because we're not present in court.
Well, you would need to send that to the clerk pursuant to, I think it's Administrative Order 2.39, or send a copy to the court. Are you requesting a continuance?
For purposes of that, I probably would. Like I said, I think I've got my client here. Obviously, he would testify there was nobody there. So again, it's just a video issue. If that's the appropriate channel, then that's probably the best option, is just to continue it so I can figure out how to get that video to somebody. I can contact Krista, the supervisor. Maybe she can help me as well on who I need to get it to.
Right. Sure. Paula, are you there?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Could we continue this to June 16th? That would be on my traffic date.
June 16th?
Yeah, at 1:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, Officer Stafford.
Yes, Officer Stafford.
I'd be willing to, you know, if it's obviously up to you and the defense to withhold.
My client's already told me that he wants the video to be. I appreciate that, officer, but I think we just have two different versions. So I think my client. Let me just double check, because he should be online. Jinming, are you online?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I'd have to confirm with you because you're the client. So the officer is willing to, if you want no points, he's willing to go ahead with that. If you want to resolve it today. If not, the judge is willing to continue the matter so we can try to submit a video to the appropriate channels. So I'm leaving that up to you because you're the client. I can't make that decision for you.
I want to continue because I don't think I have any guilty for it.
Okay, then that's the answer. Okay, then we'll continue it to June 16th. And thank you again, officer.
Thank you.
All right, June 16th at 1:30 then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, officer.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jinming. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, let me go to Mr. Paz.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
I have the case of Losata, Darian Losata Fajardo.
All right, 21 TR 3392.
David Paz on behalf of Darian Losata Fajardo. I think that's with Trooper Caratala, Judge.
Yes, I believe it is. Trooper, are you present? Do I have Trooper Caratala present?
Motion to dismiss, Judge.
All right, I'm just checking all the names here just to make sure. All right, motion to dismiss is granted. Citation in 21 TR 3392 is dismissed.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
All right, thank you, Mr. Paz. You too. All right, let me go to Mr. Savola.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
Steve Savola for Rodrigo Garcia Latino.
All right, that's 21 TR 3557. And I believe that's with FWC Officer Jackson. Do I have Officer Jackson present?
That'll be a motion if it's timely, Your Honor.
All right, I don't see him present. All right, motion to dismiss is granted. Citation in 21 TR 3557 is dismissed.
Judge, we had consolidated an additional ticket that was written at the same time for registration.
I'm only seeing the one case, Judge.
Yeah, I only see the one also.
Okay.
Motion to consolidate.
I had filed a motion to consolidate March 1st, 2021.
Paula, do you see any other cases for this defendant?
Give me 1 second to search it up, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. I found another one, but it's showing disposed. It's case number 21 TR 3558.
Okay, yeah, I do see that Judge Provost granted an order dismissing that case.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you, Judge.
On the 23rd of April.
Okay, all right, very good. All right, thank you, Mr. Savola.
Thank you, Judge. Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right, let me go to Mr. Raheb.
Afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
Your Honor, we have, in this case, I think there's supposed to be a witness. This was an accident. Can you go get me my file? And just the red file, I might have left it up front. I'm sorry, Judge. I think the officer, I might have seen him. I don't know if he's available. We can check. Fedek, I'm mispronouncing it.
All right, and this is on Harry Moreau.
Yes.
Harry Moreau, case number 21 TR 527. And yes, we have Officer, is it Fedek?
Yes. Sorry if I mispronounced it.
All right. And Officer, did you have some witnesses?
I believe I have the one witness and the other driver.
Are they present, Judge?
Can someone tell me their names?
I have a Veronica Asaro.
All right, do I have a Veronica Asaro present? Don't see that person listed in the Zoom room.
And the other driver was a Jeffrey Smith.
Do I have a Jeffrey Smith?
I'm not seeing that a notice was ever sent out, Judge.
My client has 0 priors, Judge. I'm going to move to dismiss. It's a red file.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a witness list in the case, so I don't think anyone would have ever received notice.
Yeah, I don't see any subpoenas that were issued. Officer Fadak, what's your position?
I wrote a citation for an accident. I have no problem if you want to dismiss it. If he has a good enough record.
He's got nothing, actually, but that and the fact that there's no witnesses, Judge, I would ask to dismiss it.
All right, motion to dismiss is granted. Citation in 21 TR 527 is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Officer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Fadak. All right, let me go to Mr. Gutierrez.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
My defendant is Dayeli Lopez Rodriguez.
How do you spell the last name?
It should be Lopez, Your Honor. It's 2 last names, actually. We could try Lopez first.
I don't see it under Lopez.
Maybe Rodriguez, and that would be the other last name.
Do you have a case number?
Yes, sir. Would you like the case or citation?
The case.
11-2021-TR-003894-0001XX. May
It was
12th.
continued, Judge.
Okay.
It was continued to 5/19 at 1:30.
Yeah, I see the officer filed a motion to continue. That was granted.
Who filed, Judge? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Who filed the motion?
The officer.
The officer. Okay.
Yes,
Five.
it's continued to May 19th at 1:30.
Same Zoom number and everything.
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. All right, let me go to Mr. Rodriguez.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. The last name of my client is Valverde with a V, Miguel Valverde. I'm standing in for Scott Hittner.
All right, case number 21 TR 4754.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Officer, good afternoon. Do you have all your documentation, your logs, your certification?
Yes, sir. They are all submitted.
Thank you. Okay. Do you have any objection to a withhold?
He was with I know he's got a CDL, and he was 15 over in a semi truck and a trailer. I would leave that up to the courts.
Would you have any objection to amend to a non-mover with the same amount of money?
Yes, I would have an objection to that. I'd prefer to do a withhold before I would do a non-moving.
Change your plea to no contest, Judge.
All right, give me one moment. right, I'll do a withhold of adjudication, $275 fine plus court costs and 90 days to pay.
Thank you, Corporal. Thank you, Your
Did
Honor.
it say 275, Judge?
I said 275 plus court costs.
Okie dokie, thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Corporal, thank you, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon, both of you.
Mr. Rodriguez.
You as well.
All right, let me go to Mr. Delgado.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Juan Delgado here with my only case today is with Mr. is 20 TR 004881, Mr. Lucas Fogg.
Okay, I've got it here.
I do believe this is. I don't have the. I do have the officer's number actually. I believe it's Officer Daniel Sauls. I don't know if I saw him in the meeting room today.
I'm here.
All right, yes, Sergeant Sauls.
Morning, officer.
All right, Mr. Delgado, are you ready to proceed to a hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Sergeant, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Your Honor, I'm Sergeant Daniel Sauls with the Collier County Sheriff's Office. On February 16th at approximately 1:23 p.m. in the afternoon, I was westbound on Oil Well Road. I had the opportunity to observe a silver Scion vehicle going through traffic at extremely high rate of speed in that area. The area is posted at 45 miles per hour. I'm aware from previous complaints that we have a problem with speed in this area from the students leaving Palmetto Ridge High School. That's specifically the reason I was in this area. When I observed the silver Scion quickly going through traffic and attempting to break away from traffic, I had a visual estimate of 95 miles per hour in the posted 45 mile per hour zone in that area. The vehicle was quickly being, I don't want to say chased, but it looked like they were racing by another silver vehicle who was also attempting to break through traffic. However, that vehicle was unable to catch the Scion. The Scion broke away from the rest of the group of traffic, and there was a clear distance between my vehicle and the front of his vehicle with no obstructions at all in between the two of us. Once again, I visually estimated the vehicle speed at 95 miles per hour in the posted 45 mile per hour zone. I turned on my overhead lights before the vehicle ever got to me, so it quickly began to decelerate. I made a U-turn through the median and got directly behind that vehicle, making a traffic stop on it. The driver was identified by Lukens Fag by Florida driver's license. He was a juvenile. He was doing 96 in the posted 45 mile per hour zone. He also had a juvenile passenger in the front seat next to him. Upon our contact, Mr. Fag thought it was humorous and showed disregard for the safety of the other traffic around, as well as his passenger and himself. This did occur in Collier County, Florida.
Okay.
Mr. Delgado, any questions?
Yes, Your Honor, just a few.
Yes,
sir.
Right, Officer Hall, I believe. Let me pull it up here. Officer, I do believe all the paperwork and the documentation has been filed. I do believe it's on the record here.
Yeah, I filed it on 4/12.
Right, Officer Saul. So I just want a couple questions here. So you, just to confirm, you are able to make an independent visual determination that Mr. Fake's vehicle was operating in excess of the applicable speed limit, sir?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay. See, and you, and the radar that you were using has no automatic speed locks and no audio alarms unless disconnected, sir?
Automatic speed locks we don't have on our vehicles, and the only sound that would come is the Doppler tone, which is required.
Okay, that was my next question there. I don't believe I have any further questions at this time, Your Honor. But I do have my client here. Mr. Fogg is actually in the Zoom right now, sir.
All right.
I do believe that is all my questions for today, though.
All right. Sergeant Sauls, any additional testimony in light of the question from Mr. Delgado?
No testimony other than the fact that being a juvenile, this is a notice to appear in court, and I did make contact with an adult, which was his older sister, because his parents were not answering the phone, and she indicated the notice to appear to court was satisfactory and to let him continue driving if I felt safe.
All right. All right. Thank you. All right. Mr. Delgado, anything from you?
Yes, Your Honor. Of course, Mr. Fogg, of course, has since I've spoken to him, and he has been in this court before in regards to this traffic hearing. He has, of course, admitted that it was a mistake what he did there. He has, of course, committed to no longer letting this, transgression happen. He's in his youth, younger driver. The only thing we ask, Your Honor, is that his main goal here is to, show that he admits it was a mistake and will work towards avoiding this again. Our only goal here, Your Honor, is if we would ask for any resolution that lets him to keep his license, sir, from being suspended, sir. I do believe he is here. Lukens, would you like to say a few words on here?
I don't think we can hear you, Mr.
Lukens, did you unmute yourself? I don't think.
Can you hear us? I don't think your microphone is connected.
That might be it. I sent them a message, Your Honor. I don't think their microphone is connected. That might be the issue there. Yeah, apologize for that, Your Honor. Looks like he is having some technological issues there. But yeah, the only thing we ask, Your Honor, is we do ask for any resolution here. I mean, he is young. He has admitted this is a mistake. All we ask is we do ask for a resolution that would avoid any suspension of his license, sir, since he does drive to and from school, sir.
All right. Anything else, Sergeant Sauls?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right. Having heard the testimony here today of Officer Sauls and the argument, Mr. Delgado, the court finds the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $1,000 plus all court costs, give you 90 days to pay those court costs. I'm also going to require a 12-hour driver improvement school. You'll have 60 days to complete that. Mr. Fogg, driving at speeds in excess of the speed limit of more than 50 miles per hour is totally uncalled for, and not only could have killed yourself as well as your passenger and other drivers or pedestrians on the road, but it could have killed you also. I'm not going to suspend your license based on the arguments of Mr. Delgado here today. But again, I do have to impose the $1,000 fine, and I'm going to impose the 12-hour driver improvement school. But I'm also going to order that you complete 25 hours of community service. You'll need to contact the clerk's office. Paula, will he contact the clerk's office or the probation office?
Judge, I don't know who he would need to contact because I don't know how probation would be able to monitor that.
Well, anyway, I'm going to order 25 hours of community service. You'll need to contact the county clerk's office to determine how to turn those hours in. I'm going to give you 3 months to complete that. Slow down, Mr. Fogg. All right. Anything else, Mr. Delgado?
Oh, sir, that's all for me today.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant
Your
Sauls.
Honor.
Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Fogg. All right, let me call on, did I see? All right, do I have any officers that have just one case?
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Falls, I still have one with Jackson Todd as being the.
All right, Mr. Todd, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Sergeant Sauls, which case was that?
415 TR.
Johan Perez Hernandez?
That is correct, sir.
All right, 21 TR 415.
Your Honor, could we get a continuance of the trial in this case? I make that request respectfully. I understand that Sergeant Sauls has been waiting this time. I have some exhibits that need to be filed with the court, which might be necessary in preparation of a defense. I was under the impression that they had previously been filed, but I learned this afternoon at the start of hearing that they had not been filed.
Judge, I see 3 cases for the defendant.
That's correct.
Oh, wait, how many cases?
I see 3. I don't know if they're all with the same officer, however, but there's 21 TR 415, 417, and 418.
Okay, thank you. I see that. Is your request for a continuance on all 3, Mr. Todd?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Sergeant Sauls, any objection?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right. Paula, let's continue to June 16th at 1:30.
Okie dokie.
All right. All right. Thank you, Sergeant Sauls.
Your Honor.
Yes.
This is Deputy Lewis. They're actually my cases. I'm Sergeant Sauls is with me, and that's fine with me. I just want to let you know that this is my only case as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I read the ticket, sir.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know. So we're going to continue to June 16th at 1:30.
Yes, sir. That's fine. This is my only case. I just want to make sure I'm going to be dismissed.
Okay. Yes. You're both dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yep.
Judge Adams?
Yes.
I just wanted to let you know that we're at 34 cases scheduled for your June 16th at this point. So I think we only have room for 6 more.
Okay. All right. Thank
Okay.
you for letting me know. All right. Okay. I think I saw. Is it Cooper Leone?
Yes, Your Honor. Corporal Leon with the Sheriff's Office. I have one case, 3 citations within the same traffic stop, but one case, sir.
All right. What's the name on it?
Mr. Thomas Greco.
All right. Do I have Mr. Greco present?
Yes. Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. All right.
Good afternoon.
These are case numbers 21 TR 673, 21 TR 6729, and 21 TR 6730. Give me one moment here to pull those up. All right, I'm showing two speeding citations and one failed to stop at a red light.
Yes, Your Honor, correct.
All right. Mr. Greco, how old are you?
I recently just turned 19, sir.
Okay. All right. Mr. Greco, were you looking to try to resolve these cases, or are you here to have the deputy prove the allegations against you?
I could resolve them. That would be nice.
All right, Deputy Leone,
because
what's your position on a resolution?
No objection, Your Honor. Whatever you seem fit is fine with me, sir.
So let me ask you this, Deputy, did you stop Mr. Greco for a speeding citation and then he sped off again?
Your Honor, I initially saw him speeding at the 65 mile marker. I'm sorry, 65 mile an hour range. Then as I was catching up to him, I saw him pull up to a red light. He stopped for the traffic signal and then he proceeded to go through it. Again, I was trying to catch up, and then that's when he went up to 90 miles an hour. I was able to catch up to him. He, I believe at the time, maybe he was trying to evade me, but it did not turn into a pursuit or anything like that. By the time I actually caught up, he had just pulled into his driveway, hit the ditch, airbag deployment, and then I was able to initiate the traffic stops and issue the citations. He was apologetic on scene and cooperative after that point.
Okay.
But the 3 citations were just like I said, 65 miles an hour, then the red signal, then 90 miles an hour.
May I speak?
Go ahead, Mr. Greco.
I think it was actually 60 miles an hour for one of the first tickets, but I mean, it was a very embarrassing day for me. I mean, I was just going to my brand new girlfriend's house, and I actually was having kind of like a bad situation. I had to go to the bathroom really bad. I had a bad stomach problem that day, and I don't believe I went through the red light. I think it was still yellow when I went through it, and I wouldn't speed over there because I know that there's always officers waiting around that area, and I always see the cars parked in the median. But it was a very embarrassing moment, and I didn't want to say anything to the officer at the time because my girlfriend was around, and I definitely was very apologetic, but I do not think that I was speeding it that excessively.
Everything's on video, Your Honor. That's all I can say. Everything's on video.
All right. Well, Mr. Greco, do you want to resolve it or do you want to have a hearing?
Can I maybe hear what the resolvement would be first before I make that decision?
Based on the citations, your driving record, if you wanted to resolve it, if you want to resolve all 3, I'll dismiss the citation in 21 TR 6729. And in case number 21 TR 6731, I would adjudicate you guilty, impose a fine of $400 plus court costs, require a 4-hour driver improvement school, give you 90 days to pay. And in case number 21 TR 6730, I would withhold adjudication, impose a fine of $175 plus court costs, and give you 90 days to pay.
Okay. And so that would be no points towards my license, Your Honor, correct?
There would be points on the speeding citation, but not on the other 2.
How many points would that be?
I don't know. 3 or 4.
Okay. All right.
Probably.
I think that I'll do the resolution.
Okay. All right. So ordered. 21 TR 6731, adjudication of guilt, $400 fine plus court costs, 90 days to pay, 4-hour driver improvement school, 60 days to complete. In case number 21 TR 6729, I'll dismiss the citation, and in 21 TR 6730, withhold of adjudication, $175 plus court costs, 90 days to pay.
Okay.
Okay. Are you
Thank
still
you very
on
much.
Summit Place?
Yes, I am, but I'll probably be changing that soon shortly.
All right, if you change your address soon, make sure to let the court know so that you get your documentation at the correct address.
All right.
All right, slow down.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day, Your Honor.
Thank you, you too. Thank you, Deputy Leone.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Thank you, you too. All right, do I have Mr. Bennett here?
That's not me.
Mr. Bennett, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor, here.
All right, you're here on Eduardo Lopez Abreu,
Yes,
20
yes,
TR
sir.
29112.
Yes, sir.
All right, and hang on one second. All right, and do I have Deputy Seller present?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Bennett, how would you like to proceed?
They've already provided me with all of the documentation, so at this juncture, I will just be pleading no contest.
All right, any objection to a withhold, Deputy?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll withhold adjudication. Impose a fine of $175 plus court costs, give them 90 days to pay.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Thank you, officer.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Thank you, Deputy Seller.
May be excused.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Permission to be excused?
Yes, thank you. Right, do I have any other officers with one case?
Sergeant Rodriguez, Your Honor.
All right, Sergeant Rodriguez, which case do you have?
David Aguilera, I believe it's with Mr. Todd.
All right, 20 TR 31862.
Yes, Your Honor. Sergeant Rodriguez, are you aware if Sergeant Cruz is present?
I am not.
Is it correct, Sergeant, that Sergeant Cruz was the pilot, the speed measurement device operator?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to proceed without Sergeant Cruz?
No, sir, I can't testify to the clocking of the vehicle.
Okay.
Your Honor, Trooper Benoit.
Sorry.
Sergeant Cruz did not have any subpoenas for today. However, he did tell me to call him if he has a case, and he can log in within 20 minutes. He should be able to log in within 5 now that he's landed. We just finished an aircraft detail. I'm sorry for the intrusion.
Your Honor, if that's the case, we'll enter a change of plea, and Trooper Benoit can advise Sergeant Cruz. If that's his only case, he doesn't have to appear. We would enter a change of plea.
All right. Any objection to a withhold, Trooper?
No, Your Honor, I'll leave it at the court's discretion. He did not provide me any issues or anything out of the ordinary at roadside.
All right. All right, I'll order a withhold of adjudication, a $250 fine plus court costs, require a 4-hour driver improvement school, 90 days to pay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Todd. Thank you, Trooper.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I think I saw Naples PD had one case.
Yes, Your Honor. Officer Collins here, Naples Police Department.
All right, which case did you have?
This is a continuation from March 24th. Case number 2020 TR 019. Citation was issued to a Giovanni Mosacco. I'm sorry if I got the name wrong.
That's my case, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Richard Mirsky on Giovanni Moscoso.
Moscoso, there you go. I apologize.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mirsky.
Good afternoon, Judge. Judge, we'd like to resolve this case with a no contest plea. I see the victim in the accident present and the officer also present. Yes, it was continued from a previous hearing. The judge was questioning the victim and the victim's husband, who's also present. I see him on Zoom. He's a chiropractor treating her for her accident, her injuries to her accident. But we would like to resolve it today. My client, if it isn't resolvable, Judge, my client is hospitalized. He could not be here today, but I have authorization to plead no contest and try to close the case out.
Judge Blake, may I speak?
Yes, go ahead.
So the reason the case was continued was based on the fact that they weren't sure whether or not she had injuries that required any kind of surgical intervention. And she did have surgery since the last continuation. So, but I'm not the treating physician for that surgery. She was by a neurosurgeon.
Okay. That sounds like a serious bodily injury. Give me one moment here. Mr. Mursky, what's your position on this, whether or not a serious bodily injury occurred?
Judge, at the last setting, it was Judge Nicola who had asked the victim and her husband to provide any medical documentation to myself or to the court through e-filing. I don't believe that has been done. I don't know that the proof has been provided. There is, she has had surgery. I think her husband just represented she had surgery. Again, we would like to try to resolve it today.
Judge Blake, it's my understanding that it was up to this gentleman to get in touch with her attorney, or we weren't told to provide proof of that.
No, we were told. We gave him the doctor's name.
We gave him the doctor's information and our attorney, the attorney's information, and she's since then had lumbar and cervical surgery. So
All right, well, let's do this. Ma'am, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Will you state your name?
Kellyanne Porche.
All right. And do you want to tell the court about the injuries that you sustained from the accident?
It was my neck and my lower back. I went under one procedure it was an ablation to burn the nerves, and it did not take. I was in extreme pain. So I went back to my neurologist, and I had to have a disc replacement in my neck and the procedure in my lower back.
All right. And are you still undergoing treatment?
I am. I'm 1 week out of surgery.
And what type of, do you know what your aftercare is going to be like?
Physical therapy, that much I know.
Mr. Mursky, any questions?
I have no questions, Judge.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Well, the court finds that serious bodily injury did occur in the crash. And Mr. Mursky, if you want to resolve it without further testimony, the court would impose the fine of $500. Require a 12-hour driver improvement school. And suspend the defendant's driver's license for 3 months.
Is that an adjudication, Judge?
That would be with an adjudication.
Thank you.
Judge, in light of that, the offer of the court, I would ask for a continuance so my client could be present to testify. Again, he is hospitalized. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to appear today. So we're asking for the court to continue the case for a future hearing date.
You know how long he's going to be in?
I'm asking for 30 days. His wife came into my office. She said it was very serious. But she did say he was going to be released in a week. So if we reset it out 30 days, that should be plenty of time.
Paula, when's next available? It doesn't have to, I mean, it can be on mine or Judge Nicola's. I think it should remain with one of us, but do I still have room on June 16th?
Yes, Judge, I can put it on the June, sorry, didn't I call on mute? Yes, I can put it on the June 16th.
Mr. Mirsky, do you think that would be sufficient time?
Yes, Judge.
And does anyone have a conflict with June 16th at 1:30?
That's a Wednesday?
The Wednesday.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and in the event that for some reason it has to go to another date, I'm going to go ahead and do a written order or a written finding that a serious bodily injury occurred.
Do we need to provide proof of that, or
I mean, it's Dr. Thomas Roush.
is the surgeon?
Your testimony was sufficient here today. Okay. All right, June 16th at 1:30 for a hearing.
I'll be here. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mirsky. Thank you, everyone.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks. Bye-bye.
Your Honor?
Yeah, just one second. Paula, what was that case number again?
That case number, Judge, was 20 TR 19551. Moscoso
Thank you.
Giovanni, spelled with a J.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Let's see. Who had a question?
Your Honor?
Yes.
I have one case that was rescheduled for today.
Go ahead.
The defendant's name is Daniel. I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name right. Bilzor.
All right, case number 20 TR 29959. Do I have Daniel Bilzor?
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
All right, is that the correct pronunciation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. All right, this is for an unlawful speed. And just give me 1 second to pull up that case. Okay. All right, Mr. Bilzor, were you looking to resolve the case today, or did you want to have the hearing and require the officer to prove the case?
We can resolve it today, please.
Okay, let me pull that up. All right. Corporal Combs, any objection to a withhold?
I don't know if you looked at the record, Your Honor, but he had 2 prior speeding citations within a year. And that's why, well, I issued him another one, taking that into account. But whatever you think is best, Your Honor. I'll leave it up to you.
The driving record I have doesn't show those. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, on David, it showed that when I run it.
Okay.
I had I think a no consent rate from the previous year.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I had a no contest from the previous year.
Okay.
Warning.
I see on your driving record that you elected to take a driver improvement school in November of 2020. What was that for?
It was for I think for the ticket in lieu of that. It said if you take that and plead no contest. So as long as you prove that you did that by November, that was the previous ticket.
And that was a speeding citation?
Yes.
All right, well, Mr. Bilzor, I'll go ahead and do a withhold of adjudication. That means you won't get any points. And I'm going to require a fine of $350 plus court costs, 90 days to pay, and I'm going to require an 8-hour driver improvement school. The reason for the hefty fine is your speed based on the time of day and where you were at.
May I just add something, Judge?
Go ahead.
I drive that road 6 times a day. I live 2.9 miles from my work. That morning, my chefs, I own a restaurant at the end of the street, had said as they went into the place that they smelled gas. And I was just hustling up there. Yeah, was I breaking all? Yes, I was. I think the officer would also relay there was no one else on the road besides myself and him. He also mentioned to me that I had to come to court because of my speed. So the first 2 times that I came, it was kicked back, and then I missed the 3rd date. So I wanted to make sure that I was abiding by the rules to be here present to that. So I have no problem paying the fine. I was doing what I had to do, and I hate to say it, I'd do it again. I mean, if someone smells gas, I got to protect my people. But it's not like I'm not on that road every day, and I know what the speed limit is. And I apologize, and just if we could make it a non-moving violation and I'll pay a fine, I'm perfectly fine with that.
I can't make it a non-moving violation.
Okay, well, whatever you said was perfectly fine, but
I said a withhold of adjudication, so that means
that's fine.
That means you won't get any points.
That's perfectly fine. The driving school, I mean, I'll do it. I just don't know if that's going to do any good. This is my 2nd ticket in 25 years. I'll do whatever you say.
All right. Well, at that speed, in lieu of an adjudication, I got to order some driver improvement school.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So withhold $350 fine plus court costs, 8-hour driver improvement school, 90 days to pay.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bilzer.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be dismissed? That's my only case.
You may. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do I have... Mr. Todd, are you covering for Mr. Golden?
I am.
What about, are you covering for anyone else?
I believe only Attorney Golden, Your Honor.
Okay. Do I have Attorney Thompson present? Or anyone covering for Attorney Thompson? What about Attorney Ienda? Or anyone covering for Attorney Ienda? No. All right. Do I have Claudette Souverain present?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. Case number 20 TR 29666. That is.
That's with Trooper Hernandez, Judge.
Trooper Hernandez. Good afternoon. Okay. All right. Ma'am, were you looking to resolve this case today, or did you want to have a hearing in which the trooper would have to prove the offense?
It's not a matter of just saying that, to prove the offense. It's just the circumstances surrounding the offense itself. That's what I was pretty much wanting to be heard on. I attempted to tell officer, I'm sorry.
Let me stop you. All right. Trooper Hernandez and Ms. Is it Souverain? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Souverain is fine, yes.
Okay. Could I have you both raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimonies you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Trooper Hernandez, I'll let you proceed, and then we'll go to Ms. Souverain.
Yes, Judge. On December 1st of 2020, I was stationary on Interstate 75 near mile marker 91.5. I was facing east, observing westbound traffic. At approximately 5:28, I observed a gray Audi Q5 westbound inside lane at 97 miles per hour. With a visual estimate of 95 miles per hour and a consistent audio Doppler tone, I initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle. I utilized my dual stalker radar. I activated my emergency equipment, initiated traffic stop on the vehicle. The vehicle came to stop on the right shoulder. I identified myself and the reason for the traffic stop. The driver was identified by her Florida driver's license as Claudette Souverain. Ms. Souverain was subsequently cited for speed. All events occurred in Collier County.
All right. Thank you, Trooper. All right. Ms. Souverain, anything you would like to add?
On that day, it was so much going on that day. I'm a brand new mom of a 9-month-old at the time, 4-month-old. I was breastfeeding at the time, overly lactating. I'm one of the people, my pediatrics doctor always calls me mini cow, because I overly lactate, and telling him that the reason why I live in Palm Beach County, first off, the reason why I was driving to Collier County is to pick up a family member that was in need, because she was going through some medical issues that she had a procedure for the day after. And doing so, I took a risk and chance of saying that, for myself, because I constantly pump in to say breastfeed within every 2.5 hours, which is approximately the time frame that it takes me to drive to that area and come back. And I tried to explain that to the officer and telling him hey, I was pretty much leaking at that point for breastfeeding. And, when you're breastfeeding, it's you get the tingling and it's it almost aches and pains that you're in at the time, to tell him this is I'm trying to just get there so I could actually dump my boobs out, so to say. And that's the circumstances that was around the time, or the circumstance of me actually having to speed for that day. Most I would have just literally just taken my time.
All right. Anything else from you, Trooper?
No, Judge.
Okay.
I wasn't made aware of the situation at the time of the traffic stop. So.
You were not, or you were?
We're not.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, having heard the testimony here today, I'm going to find the defendant guilty of the traffic citation. I'm going to withhold adjudication. That means you're not going to get any points. Ms. Souverain, I understand, there are situations that come up where we feel like we may have to speed to get somewhere. However, at that speed had you lost control of your vehicle or collided with anything, you probably would have, you know, left your newborn without a mom. And sometimes we have to choose our priorities. And I don't think that was the right choice in this case. I'm gonna impose the minimum fine of $175 plus court costs and give you 90 days to pay.
Okay. And how much are the court costs, Your Honor?
I believe they're 103. Is that correct, Paula?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, yeah.
And for the record, Your Honor, I mean, I don't mean to say that, you know, to call out the officer. I specifically told him I had a family emergency and not to go into so much detail, so to say, and I tried to explain to him, but by the time he came back, like, he seemed that he wasn't trying to hear it. So it's just kind of like, what do you do at that point? Like, for me to tell him my life sob story. So I just told him I had a family emergency at that point.
I understand. Okay, just slow down out there, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Trooper.
Judge, this is my last case. May I be dismissed?
You may, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, let me go to Pablo Roberto Vaca Arias.
I'm sorry, can I be dismissed as well?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Subrin.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Vaca Arias, can you hear me?
Thank you.
Sorry, Judge, who was the defendant?
This person in the room whose name is Pablo Roberto Vaca Arias.
Thank you.
You might want to try disconnecting your Bluetooth.
Huh?
All right, I think we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Can you hear us okay? Can you hear me? Mr. Vaca Arias?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is case number 20TR31663. And it's with Deputy Kennedy.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Vaca Arias, were you looking to try to resolve this, or did you want to have Corporal Kennedy go through with the hearing to prove the offense?
Where is Tom?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, no speak English. Is
someone that can interpret?
Crystal.
All right, give me one moment. All right. Señor, estamos buscando un intérprete.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
All right. All right, we'll recall it. Thank you, Corporal Kennedy.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may, I also have one more from Mr. Attorney Jackson Todd for a 2021 TR case.
Okay, go ahead.
2021 TR 5251 for a Rose Pet Lord.
All right.
Your Honor, in this case, I've examined Corporal Kennedy's exhibits. They appear to be in order. We're going to enter a change of plea.
All right. Corporal Kennedy, any objection to a withhold?
No, I don't see any citations. He has one warning about 3 years ago, but I wouldn't have a problem with withhold, sir.
All right, based on the citation, and the defendant's driving record, I'd do a withhold of adjudication, a $275 fine plus court costs, give them 90 days to pay, and require a 4-hour driver improvement school.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Corporal.
All right.
Thank you. I'll be standing by for the interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Trooper Taruz, I have just one case with Attorney Todd as well.
Okay, go ahead.
It's going to be for, it's actually 2 cases. It's first name is Asif, last name is Bagarov.
All right, 21 TR 5387 and 21 TR 5393.
Your Honor, we'll proceed to a hearing in each of these.
All right, Trooper, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, very good. You may proceed.
Okay, on February 21st, 2021, at approximately 8:57 p.m., I was on duty and on patrol in Collier County. It was a clear night. I was stationary on I-75 at the 92-mile marker, Grass Median. I was observing eastbound traffic for speed violations heading towards Miami. I observed a Mazda utility, black in color, traveling at a high rate of speed in the outside lane, and that vehicle was rapidly approaching a pack of vehicles that was in front of it. I estimated the speed of the Mazda to be approximately 100 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone.
Your Honor, I would object to the state's testimony if he's reading from fully fleshed out notes. That would be past recollection recorded.
Trooper, are you going off your memory?
I'm going off of my notes as far as like where the vehicles was positioned and all of those natures. I look at the citation to look at the details, but I can't remember every single detail of the violation.
So you're going off the citation?
Yes, and there are officer notes on the bottom that I keep, but I kind of look up and down on them, so to see what I'm gonna say.
All right.
Your Honor, I withdraw that motion. I apologize for my confusion there.
That's okay. Go ahead, Trooper.
Okay. I believe I said that the vehicle was in the outside lane approaching a pack of vehicles in front of it. Without losing sight of the vehicle, I exited the median. I performed a traffic stop on the vehicle. I approached the passenger side, which was when and the driver was identified by his Florida driver's license as Asif Bagarov. I immediately observed a female in the front passenger seat. Behind that female was a child, a 9-year-old female child, and she was not belted, and she was holding a 3-month-old baby in her arms. I asked the driver about his speed. He said he was not traveling 103 miles an hour. Additionally, he said that the reason why the baby was not inside the child restraint device baby carrier was because she was crying earlier. So they had removed her to try to soothe her, if you will. The driver stated that he was going back to Miami and that the vehicle was a rental. And he was issued a citation for unlawful speed and having an infant outside a child restraint device. He received a warning for not having the 6-year-old child belted in the back. His demeanor was, at the end of the traffic stop, his demeanor became kind of poor because he was argumentative, did not want to sign the citation for the mandatory court appearance. I advised him that it was going to be a misdemeanor charge and I would place him under arrest if he didn't sign, because it was not an admission of guilt. It was just an acknowledgement that he had court for it. And all of the above events occurred in Collier County, Florida.
All right, Mr. Todd, any questions for the trooper?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Troopers, good to see you again.
Yes, sir, you too.
At your initial approach, you're conducting an investigation as to the alleged child seat violation. Did you ascertain do your notes, do you have any recollection or do your notes indicate as to who that child belonged to? I'm referring to the 3-month-old baby.
No, I did not ask, obviously, him directly, or I did not know that it was his child directly. When I asked him, he said, oh, the baby was crying. He didn't mention that it was obviously his baby, but I assumed that it was his baby based on this situation.
Okay, okay. Is it possible that it could have been somebody else's child?
Honestly, it could, counselor,
Okay.
it could, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't ask him if it was his child.
Understood. No other questions. Thank you, Trooper.
All right, Trooper, any additional testimony in light of the questions?
No, Your Honor, that's all.
All right, Mr. Todd?
Your Honor, I would move to dismiss citation in case number 5387, the child seat violation. The child seat statute does provide an exemption, 316.613 1A 2A, for gratuitous transport of a child, not a member of the immediate family of the driver. The state's evidence does not conclusively prove that the child is a member of the immediate family of the driver. A reasonable doubt exists that that child could be a gratuitous transport. We would move to dismiss that citation only.
Will you give me that statute number again, please?
Yes, Your Honor, 316.613 1A 2A.
Your Honor, if I may just mention something.
Yes.
I did oversee that I did read that statute, unless I'm interpreting it correctly. The last subsection that the counselor said, the A portion, I believe only applies to the subsection 2 when the children are ages 4 through 5, and not in the circumstances of when it's children aged through 3 years, which it would be an infant baby up to 3 years old. Unless I'm interpreting it incorrectly, but that's why I cited him for.
I think that's a good interpretation, Trooper. That's what I read also. So motion is denied.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anything else, Mr. Todd?
Nothing further.
All right, as it relates to the citation in 21 TR 5387, I find the defendant guilty. I'll withhold adjudication, impose a fine of $75 plus court costs, give him 90 days to pay.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to the citation in 21 TR 5393, I'm going to adjudicate the defendant guilty, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, require an 8-hour driver improvement school, give them 90 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Trooper.
Thank you, Counselor. That was my only case, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Trooper.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. All right, and I believe we have Interpreter Padro present.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We have Pablo Roberto Vaca Arias, 20 TR 31663.
Pablo Roberto Arias Vaca, 20 TR. I'm sorry, Your Honor, the number?
20 TR 31663.
20 TR 31663.
All right, Mr. Vaca Arias, were you looking to resolve your case today, or did you want to have a hearing in which the officer would have to prove the charge?
Señor Vaca Arias, usted quería resolver el caso en el día de hoy. Usted está interesado en proceder a juicio en el que el policía tendría que probar que usted es culpable.
Sí, mi caso.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, he's breaking up. I'm going to ask him to repeat. Repita, señor, que no lo escuché bien.
Sí, quiero resolver mi caso.
Yes, I want to resolve my case.
All right. Give me one moment to review your citation and driving record.
Ok, permítame un momento para leer la infracción y su expediente de conductor.
Está bien, gracias.
Ok, thank you.
Corporal Kennedy, any objection to a withhold of adjudication?
Cabo Kennedy, ¿tiene alguna objeción a que yo no lo dictamine a él culpable formalmente?
Initially, my contact was for speeding, but it led to a DUI arrest, which he pled guilty to.
Inicialmente yo lo
I wouldn't have
detuve
a problem with
por
adjudication
ir
because of the
exceso de
time that happened
velocidad,
afterward.
pero luego esto se tornó en un DUI. I'm sorry, Your Honor, the interpreter didn't hear the last part. I got as far as DUI.
Go ahead, Corporal Kennedy, could you repeat that?
Because he was convicted of DUI, and that was the following of the stop, I would have a problem with adjudication because of the criminal offense that unfolded
Y debido,
as response to speeding.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I couldn't hear the very last part.
Because a DUI happened, an apprehension was made in response to speeding, I would object to an adjudication.
Debido a que ocurrió un DUI y él fue arrestado después de ser detenido por ir a exceso de velocidad, yo sí tengo objeción a que no se le dictamine culpable formalmente.
All right. You said that, I'm sorry to ask you to repeat yourself again. You said you would object to adjudication?
Perdone que yo le pida que le repita. Usted dijo que usted objeta a que se le dictamine culpable.
I don't like to use the word object, but then again, if you ask me, I'd rather not adjudication. I'd rather make sure he's adjudicated because of the DUI conviction.
Okay, yo no uso la palabra objetar, pero yo no quiero que, yo quiero que él se le dictamine culpable formalmente.
And looks like in the criminal case, he was adjudicated guilty for the DUI, as well as driving with an expired license.
Todo parece indicar que por el cargo penal de DUI, él sí fue dictaminado culpable formalmente por el DUI y por tener una, I'm sorry, Your Honor, expired tag.
Expired driver license.
Y por tener la licencia de conducir vencida.
All right. Do we still have? Yes, Mr. Vaca Arias, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest.
Señor Vaca Arias, yo voy a aceptar su declaración de no disputo.
Order a withhold of adjudication.
Voy a ordenar que no sea dictaminado culpable formalmente.
Impose a fine of $250 plus court costs.
Voy a imponer una multa de $250 más los costos judiciales.
And I'm going to give you 90 days to pay.
Y le voy a dar 90 días para pagar.
Did you understand that, sir?
¿Usted entendió eso, señor?
I think your device might be on mute.
Yo creo que su dispositivo está en silencio.
¿Puedes repetir, por favor?
Can you repeat,
cortó la
please?
señal. Se me cortó la señal.
Yeah, my signal is not very good.
I'm ordering a withhold of adjudication.
Voy a ordenar que no sea dictaminado culpable formalmente.
A $250 fine plus court costs.
Una multa de $250 más costos judiciales.
And giving you 90 days to pay.
Y le voy a dar 90 días para pagar.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Corporal.
Oye, gracias,
Thank you,
señor,
man.
y gracias, Cabo.
You may.
Gracias a
Thanks.
usted por su tiempo. Hasta luego.
Thank you for your time and goodbye.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Padro.
Is that it? Okay, Your Honor. You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. All right. Let me go to Mr. Todd?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Last name Bono, 21 TR 3602. Your Honor, the Corporal Grosclass is present. I believe the state wishes to dismiss this case.
All right, Corporal Grossclass, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, your connection isn't very good. All right, let's come back to Corporal Grossclass. Okay. Next. Oh, you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. Maybe not now. All right.
If you can hear me, I redo it.
We can see you now.
Sorry.
That's okay. Are you on? You might try turning off your Wi-Fi since you're outside if you're using a phone.
All right. I'll log in. I'll log back in.
Okay. All right. Let's, while we're waiting on Corporal Grossclass, let's call another case.
Your Honor, Stoddart, 21 TR 5351. This is with Trooper Caratala, who's not present. I would move to dismiss for lack of prosecution.
Right. And I don't think we ever had the trooper rejoin us. All right, I'll dismiss the citation in case number 21 TR 5351.
Yes, sir. Last name Penner.
First name Jared, 21 TR 5749.
Yes, sir. It's with Trooper Martin, who's present.
Martin, who's present. Okay. How do you want to proceed, Mr. Todd?
We'll proceed to a hearing.
All right, Trooper Martin, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Trooper.
If you could just give me 1 second, I would just got off the phone with the state attorney and I had to look up another ticket, so I have to pull this one back up real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I have it now. All right, so this occurred on February 24th of this year. This was occurred on I-75. It's a following too closely case. So basically, we were on I-75 traveling northbound. We were on the 106 mile marker at this point. I was in the left lane. The semi truck was in the far right lane. I observed the semi truck make a left, change lanes to the left into the center lane. And when it did that, it kind of squeezed its way in between two vehicles. The vehicle directly in front of the vehicle was a work van, and that work van was towing a trailer. And the semi truck, I got next to him, so I observed him. He was only a car and a half length behind the work van and that was towing the trailer in the center lane. At that point, I pace clocked the semi truck as he was following too closely to the van and the trailer. He was going 65 miles per hour. I observed him do this for a little bit. And then I eventually, due to him being so close, I shortly after turned on my emergency lights and conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle. Identified the driver by his Florida driver's license and he was polite on scene, and this all occurred in Collier County.
Any questions, Mr. Todd? I think your device is on mute.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Trooper Martin, you testified that you conducted your pace of the vehicle for a little bit, I think was the words you said. How far is that?
Well, I don't know how far it was, but it was probably for, usually I observe it for around 5 seconds or so, just to see if that vehicle was gonna attempt to change lanes or slow down, and it didn't do that.
Okay, do you recall how long prior to conducting your traffic stop that the target vehicle at any point did it? Well, I withdraw that question. No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you, Trooper.
Trooper, I've got a question. What type of vehicle did you say it was?
It was it's an international truck, so I mean, it's a semi truck. It's a commercial motor vehicle. It was behind a white van towing a trailer.
Your Honor, I don't believe the citation indicates that it is a commercial vehicle. May I redirect with a question, Your Honor?
You may.
Trooper, I'm sorry, this is a kind of a compound question. Is this a tractor, or is it a box truck or something else?
I believe it was like a box truck. It depends on the weight. I don't recall the weight. I would have to look it up. I know he doesn't have a Class A or anything, or Class B, so I don't know if it was an actual commercial motor vehicle, but it was a big, large commercial box truck vehicle type like that.
Okay.
If he's towing something behind it, it depends on the weight if it's considered a commercial motor vehicle.
Thank you.
So I apologize if I mentioned commercial motor vehicle. It was a big, like, box truck type vehicle.
So like a U-Haul or a Budget or something?
I guess in that, yeah, from what I recall, yeah, something like that.
Any further questions, Mr. Todd, in light of the court's questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything additional from you, Mr. Todd?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Any argument?
Nothing factual, just as it refers to sentencing.
Okay. Go ahead.
We respectfully request a withhold. My client's driving record appears to be good, a good driving record. He's been driving since 2008. That's all I have.
All right. Anything from you? Anything else, Trooper Martin?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to withhold adjudication, impose a fine of $75 plus court costs, and give him 90 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Trooper Martin.
Thank you, Trooper Martin.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a
Yes,
good
Your Honor.
All right. Let's see if Corporal Gross Class has a better connection.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Excellent.
All right. Mr. Todd, tell us again which case this was.
This is last name Bagno, 21 TR 3602.
All right.
And Your Honor, it's my understanding the state wishes to dismiss this case. I am grateful to the corporal for being so patient in waiting for this case to be called.
All right. Corporal?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm in agreement with it. I was looking over the citation, and I realized I used the wrong statute number. I should use a different one for the violation that I observed, and because of that, I wish to dismiss the citation.
All right. Thank you for that, Corporal. The citation in case number 21 TR 3602 is dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can I be dismissed?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, next case I have, I think it's the last case that's assigned to me, is last name Anduaga, 21 TR 2971.
All right.
This is a traffic crash with injuries alleged. Trooper Garcia, who is present, Let me ask Trooper Garcia if he has any witnesses present.
Yes, sir. Patricia Patty.
Okay, Your Honor, we would enter a change of plea in this case. Thank you, Trooper.
Thank you.
All right. Was Patricia Patty the victim or just a witness?
She was a victim in this case, sir.
Ms. Patty, any information you'd like to provide to the court?
Hi, good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, so
Raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Go ahead.
I do this drive once a week. Forgive me, I actually am supposed to be doing it right now. I had no idea I was even subpoenaed. I think that the subpoena went to an old address. So thank you so much, Trooper, for calling me and letting me know about this. I'm very grateful I was able to be here. So once a week, I actually live on the other coast. I'm in Palm Beach County. I drive over for work, and I drive back the following day. I take this route every single week with no issues whatsoever. On this particular day, I was merging on, forgive me, I'm not really sure the intersection, the name of them on your side. But I was merging on to, I think it's 75. That was the entrance to 75. And it's a 2-lane entryway. There was a large vehicle towing a boat that had the right of way, and he was going much faster than I was. So I yielded to oncoming traffic, at which point, forgive me, I'm not sure of this, Daniel Nduaga, he hit me from behind. I'm just very grateful that my daughter, who often accompanies me on these trips, wasn't in the vehicle with me. I did sustain injuries from the accident. I have been seeing a chiropractor since. I have had lower back pain, neck pain, radiating pain up and down my spine. And I was actually diagnosed with straightening of the spine due to the accident. So I did have also severe whiplash. My head hit the steering wheel. It was horrific, to say the least. I have never been in any other accident before, and it was completely negligent on his part. I have no idea what he was doing, how he was not paying attention to what was going on. At no point did I hit my brake abruptly. As I said, I drive for a living. This was a very slow stop that I rolled into. I was drinking a nice cup of coffee I had in my right hand. It was a beautiful day. There was nothing going on. It was gorgeous out. There was just a big truck trailering a boat. So I slowed down to let them enter, and he came blaring right into me.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Patty.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Todd, any questions for Ms. Patty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Any arguments as to sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. My client has been driving since 1990. Is 70 years old, or 69 years old. Has maintained a very good driving record in that time. No prior citations issued that I see. But been driving since 1990. We would request a withhold with a 8-hour school.
All right. Well, in light of Ms. Patty's testimony. I'm going to adjudicate the defendant guilty, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, and require an 8-hour driver improvement school. I'll give him 90 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Patty.
Thank you, Trooper, for your patience. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Trooper Garcia.
And Your Honor, I think I have one more case I'm covering for Attorney Golden.
Okay. Did we covered Asif Bagaroff, right? Correct?
We did.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah,
Paul.
2 cases.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Todd.
Last name Hernandez Garcia. I'm not, I think the case number is 21 TR 4710.
Yes, with Trooper Morales, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor. He was here earlier, I believe. Is he still on the call?
I remember him saying that he only had 1 case, and I think he asked to be excused.
I think that's correct. That was earlier on the docket, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware. I didn't notice that. I mean, I didn't connect the dots at the time. Otherwise, I would have
Actually,
alerted him.
you know what? I think it might be Corporal Morales from the sheriff's office.
Oh, is it? Okay, I apologize.
I'm still here.
All right. Corporal, can you hear us?
Correct.
Okay, there we go.
Corporal J.T. Morales, President. Been here.
Corporal, you don't have a very good connection with us today. Are you still with us?
Yes, I hear you. Hear me?
Yeah, we're having a difficult time understanding you. It's breaking up.
How you doing?
Well,
Hello?
Your Honor, it's my intention in this case to enter a change of plea.
Anybody hear me?
yeah, you're really not coming in very clear, Corporal. Let me take a look at I think we lost him altogether now.
Okay. Your Honor, of course, it's your court and your prerogative. I'm happy to wait a moment and allow the corporal to reconnect.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any other cases on the docket. It looks like Trooper Benoit is still.
Yeah, we have 2 other cases. Let me see. Both are with attorneys. Let me see what's happening here. Looks like Trooper Benoit is on 21 TR 5361, Felicia Ann Nemens. Don't know why the attorney is not here. Trooper, thanks for hanging on with us.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection to continuing this to another court date?
No, Your Honor.
Any reason why the court shouldn't issue a D6 for the failure to appear?
Well, Nason Tianga there's no reason that it should have a D6. I mean, his record's not atrocious.
Okay.
And the addresses are correct. I don't know why the attorney didn't show up if they retain counsel, and I don't think the defendant should be punished as a result.
Okay. All right, I'm going to continue both of those cases, 21 TR 5345 and 21 TR 5361. So that's Felicia Nemens and Nason Tianga. Paula?
Yes, Judge.
What date can we move those to?
We can go to 6:30 at 1:30.
All right, June 30th at 1:30, both cases.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Were those your only two cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thanks for hanging on. All right, take care. All right, let me see. Trooper or Corporal Morales has not rejoined us. Let me take a look at the driving record. Issues with this one, Mr. Todd.
You're referring to the driving record?
No, I'm referring to the citation and the court file.
You mean the alleged high rate of speed?
Well, no, I'm talking, I see that, but no, the citation doesn't include the serial number for the device, and no exhibits have been filed by the sheriff's office.
I too noticed that, Your Honor. I'm happy to raise this. You know, it's kind of a balancing act that I'm attempting here, because the citation is an ordinary speed violation and not a 50 over fine.
I understand.
And I know that no amendments have been made to add any of those exhibits. You have to forgive me, I got this information kind of late on my, excuse me, kind of late on my planning preparation.
Hold on one second, let me check something else.
Sure.
Paula, can you do a check to see if this defendant has any criminal cases?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. I found only this one currently pending. There all his cases so far has been traffic citations.
Oh, he's got more than one?
No, he had one in 2017, one in 2018, and now one in 2021.
Okay.
Let me remove the Garcia and see if nope. Let me try just Garcia. Nope, I didn't find anything. So just 2017, 2018, and now this one, and they were all traffic related.
Okay. What'd you like to do, Mr. Todd?
Would you entertain a Warrior Tennis motion to dismiss for the lack of serial number, Rule 6.445?
Go ahead.
The serial number is not present on the citation as required by the rules. The citation only lists the instrument type. There's no exhibits filed, and even if they were, I'm not sure that we would be able to compare them to the citation, as there's no link between the citation and any exhibits because of the lack of serial number on the ticket.
Motion to dismiss is granted. The citation on case number 21 TR 4710 is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Todd. All right. Anything else?
Not that I can see, Judge.
Okay, that'll conclude today's traffic court. Thank you, Paula.
See you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow.